Day 86 of the Daily Stoic. What rules your ruling reason? Quote, how does your ruling reason manage itself? For in that is the key to everything. Whatever else remains, be it in the power of your choice or not, is but a corpse and smoke. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 12.33. The Roman satirist Juvenal is famous for this question. Quis custodiet ipsos custodes? Who watches the watchmen? In a way, this is what Marcus is asking himself, and what you might ask yourself throughout the day. What influences the ruling reason that guides your life? This means an exploration of subjects like evolutionary biology, psychology, neurology, and even the subconscious, because these deeper forces shape even the most disciplined, rational minds. You can be the most patient person in the world, but if science shows we make poor decisions on an empty stomach, what good is all that patience? So don't stop at Stoicism, but explore the forces that drive and make Stoicism possible. Learn what underpins this philosophy you're studying, how the body and mind tick. Understand not only your ruling reason, the watchman, but whoever and whatever rules that too. This makes my heart feel glad, this chapter. This, what rules your ruling reason. And the reason this chapter makes my heart glad is because early on in my life, I decided that there were going to be certain guiding principles and values in my life, or what I call higher values in my life, that I will not compromise. For example, one of the higher ruling values and principles of my life is that I will always be honest. I will always be truthful. Now, there are times in which I have not, obviously. There are times in which I have mistaken and I have made mistakes. But for me, this is one of those principles that allows me to be free. And when I say honest, it's not me being honest to people. Don't be deceived. What I really meant is I'm being honest to myself. I'm not lying to myself. I am who I am. I am great in certain areas, not exceptional in any. I am great in some. I am very poor in some areas. There are areas in which I have lots of expertise, and there are areas in which I don't. I have good traits, I have bad traits, I have flaws. I have everything under the sun. I am imperfect just as everybody else. However, I accept it. I accept my humanity for what it is. I even, maybe at some level, I'm so self-aware that I might sound haughty about some of the things that I'm good at, and I might overly exaggerate my flaws. But it's so important, guys. The thing that I'm thinking about right now is it's so important to make these higher guiding principles, the understanding what your values are, because that is the watchman that watches over your conscience. As we have a helicopter fly overhead. But that's just part of being stoic, is you just roll with the punches. What rules your ruling reason? Another way of saying it is, what's your worldview? What's the greater worldview that you pull from in making decisions? What is part of your decision matrix when you make decisions? What are some guiding principles or values that help you make good decisions always? Because if we don't have these higher guiding principles, right? If we don't have these higher guiding values, then you just respond and react on emotion every daggone moment. You have to draw what makes these principles and these principles and values so powerful in your life is there is no gray area. There is a line in the sand. No, you won't cross it. No, you won't do it. It makes the decision so easy because you already know what's on the other side of a bad decision in that situation. It's absolute suffering, and sometimes suffering for more than just days or weeks or months. Sometimes it's years. I think there's an easy example when it comes to relationships, right? Many of you have already been there, right? You shouldn't have gone to her house. You shouldn't have gone to his house. You shouldn't have done that thing with him or her. And now, years later, you're still suffering for it. Don't stop at Stoicism. Explore the forces that drive and make Stoicism possible. So Stoicism is not the be-all, end-all, my friends. Stoicism is just one part of your life journey. I have 3 graduate degrees. I spent a lot of time in education. Because, I spent, and frankly, the 3 areas that I studied was pretty much what he's talking about here, Marcus Aurelius. Understand yourself, understand humanity, understand your brain, understand the world, understand worldviews. It's kind of what I did. That's kind of what I spent years getting 3 graduate degrees around. My first was in education, focused on cognitive learning theory. I wanted to understand how the brain works, how the brain ticks. My second master's was a master's in counseling, focused on organizational behavior. I wanted to understand how to make optimized teams. I wanted to understand how to build amazing cultures, how humans in groups can achieve amazing things. I wanted to understand how to counsel, to be a effective communicator, to be empathetic, to be sympathetic, to be able to connect with people. My third graduate degree was a master's in divinity, focused on apologetics and religion. I wanted to understand worldviews. I wanted to understand theology. I wanted to understand how people's faith informs their decisions. This is what Marcus Aurelius is talking about here, guys. He's talking about keep leveling up, educate yourself, but also, who is your watchman who watches you? Or who watches the watchman that watches you? What are your guiding principles? Let us know. Comments below. Discord, MetaFam.